In 2024, Puma entered the chat with the Avant golf shoe, captivating an audience of golfers looking for a traditional styled golf shoe, but on a budget. One of the flaws with the Avant was that it just lacked grip. At the start of 2025, Puma brought us the Royale. Was there a quantum leap in performance compared to the Avant shoe? If so, with looks to kill, could these become one of the most popular golf shoes of the year? Let's hop into the review. And here they are, the Puma Royale golf shoes in all their glory. Now, with all of the reviews that we do here on the channel, we start with the outside of the shoe, we work our way inside the shoe, and then we're gonna let you know what they like to play in, styles, outfits to go with, the design, pricing, sizing, all that stuff. We will get into that. Now, starting with the outside of the shoe, you have Puma's full grain premium leather upper. The leather on this shoe, the upper on this shoe is really very nice. It's a nice finish, it's nice and soft, it's supple, it molds around your foot. And with all these lovely little details, it's a very, very nice upper. The midsole features Pro Foam, which is basically a high rebound EVA material, which Puma say is there for lasting comfort. Now you've got along here this really nice stitched welt. Now Puma say that the stitched welt is there for rigidity, to make the golf shoe a little bit more stable. But for me, I think it also offers a really nice additional level of detail and look to the shoe, which really does set the shoe off. And then moving our way around to the heel, you do have this little external heel clip around here. I'm not too sure what the heel section here is doing, sort of performance-wise, but it's nice to have that on there nonetheless. And then moving our way to Puma's Flex Spike outsole, which I think this outsole was first seen on the Phantom Cat Nitros, I believe, with this kind of, they're almost like sort of a cactusy look to them. It's quite an interesting look, this outsole, but grip-wise, absolutely fine out on the golf course. I think this shoe is going to provide a good amount of grip, and compare that with the old Avant model. This is light years ahead when it comes to grip compared to the previous sort of, not that the Avant's gone away, but the previous version of this shoe, if you like. I'm not saying that this is the new Avant, but I'm just saying that Puma are going to take some learnings that they found with the Avant shoe and put it into this one. So yeah, big upgrade when it comes to the grip and the design on the outsole. And moving our way to the inside of the shoe, you have Puma's Pro Mold sort of sock liner in there. That's to help there with your cushioning, with your comfort out on the golf course, every step that you take out there. And the sock liner is nice. When your feet are in these shoes, they feel really, really good. There's a lot of padding and a lot of comfort in the shoe, making them very, very comfortable to wear. Now, before we move on to the design, what they would like to play in, and the issues that I ran into while wearing these shoes, we have to talk about the price, because I think the price is a very important thing to establish sooner in the video, so you can sort of keep it top of mind when I'm going through all the things that we're going to talk about in the rest of the video. And the price of this shoe is £120 here in the UK, which I believe that's roughly around the $140, $145 mark in the US. For a golf shoe that looks this good, I think that's a very, very good price for a shoe of this caliber. With the outsole, additional grip that you've got. Now, the Avant from last year was £99 here in the UK, £20 more. I think that's definitely worth spending to get the upgrades in the outsole. So do keep that price top of mind when I go on to talk about all the things that we're going to talk about in the rest of the video. I think it's a heck of a price for a golf shoe like this. And that kind of brings us onto the design of this shoe. I think you'll agree this shoe is a very, very good looking golf shoe. Now, what I love about the design of this shoe is it blends, and this has become a bit of a popular theme in the golf shoe world of late. This shoe does a really good job of blending that traditional styling with a modern aesthetic. And I mean, that has been said a number of times. Adidas MC80 as one, Painter 87 SC as another. This is just another shoe along that line of just blending old and new. So for me, outfits wise with this shoe, you can wear some traditional stuff, you can wear some knitwear, you can wear some nice pleated trousers, or you can go with a more modern look. You could rock a technical fabric polo shirt, you could go with some flat fronted trousers, technical trousers, you could go with nice technical quarter zips, hoodies, all that sort of stuff. This shoe really does lend itself well to basically any look that you want to put together. This shoe will just set off any outfit. They're decent to play in, but I wasn't blown away by the performance of this golf shoe. And the reason why is I just wish they were a little bit more stable. So you've got a very soft upper on this shoe. You've got a pretty soft midsole. When you combine those two things together, during your golf swing, I didn't really feel as planted to the ground in this style of shoe as I was hoping to be. Now, normally when you get shoes that look sort of this traditional in styling, they normally, and I use the Premier Series as an example, they're normally a firmer midsole, and so you do really feel like you have that grounded sort of feel to wearing the shoes. You really do feel planted to the floor. And I know those shoes are £179 and these are £120, so you're not going to get the same performance as you would do with that more expensive shoe. But I do wish that there was a little bit more in it. I did feel my heel was moving around just a little bit in the golf swing. I would like more of a locked in sort of ankle heel area. You can see sort of how easily I'm sort of moving the material there. They perform well, but if I'm being nitpicky, I do wish that they were just a little bit more stable. Now, as I previously mentioned, you do have a soft midsole in these shoes. Walking is fantastic. They are lovely on feet. They move really well as you walk. They're nice and comfortable. And yeah, underfoot cushioning, no real complaints from me on that one. And moving on to complaints, and we're going to talk sizing on these shoes. Now, Puma are very good when they send some product out to me. Thank you very much to the guys at Puma for sending these out. They tend to send me multiple sizes because I've kind of been in between sizes with Puma in the past. They send me some size options, and I got a size 9 and a 9.5. Now, a 9.5 is what I would consider my true to size. I tried the 9 on. I tried the 9.5 on to start with. They felt a little bit big. I tried the 9 on at home, and they felt pretty good. I took the 9 out on the golf course, played 9 holes. Had some pretty bad blisters to the point where I could only do 9 holes in them before I had to swap them out. And so I did think to myself, okay, fine. When you wear ill-fitting shoes, you do tend to get blisters. So maybe they were just a little bit too small and my feet were too snug in them. And when my feet expanded when I was on the golf course, it made the shoe a little bit too small. So when I tested them last, I took out the 9.5 and I wore the 9.5 and they felt a little bit better. I did have some rubbing on the heel area through 9 holes, but they did last all 18 holes and they didn't sort of get worse through that 9-hole mark. I wasn't sort of hobbling around or anything like that. I did get some rubbing on the back heel areas. In the interest of bringing you honest reviews, I did want to call that out. It could just be the way my heels are shaped and I just have slightly odd heels, but I did, in the interest of an honest review, want to call out that I did experience some issues when wearing these shoes. Now, to talk sizing, I do recommend going with your true to size. 9.5 is sort of the size that I would expect to wear in this pair of shoes. Don't size down like I did. I would say go with your true to size. Colorways of this shoe, Puma haven't brought out a bad colorway of this shoe. You've got this navy pair here. You do have a pair with some more gray accents, and then the couple of pairs that they brought out, the Real Tree editions, and then the Players Championship edition of the shoe, albeit those being slightly more expensive than the general release model that I have here. Just great looking shoe. So a good couple of colorways to choose from if you were interested in this particular model. If you like a lot of navy, you wear a lot of navy trousers, some blues, all that sort of stuff, then I think this navy version here would definitely be the way to go. Now, where to buy them? Here in the UK, do reach out to your local pro shops. Puma are becoming more and more available in pro shops up and down the country. And so if you do want to try on a pair before you buy them, I would always recommend to do that. Then do check in with your local professionals. If that isn't something that you're able to do and you want to pull the trigger online, maybe order multiple sizes, try them out, then pretty much anywhere that stocks Puma online will have these shoes in stock. I think you should go out there and buy these golf shoes. If you're balling on a budget, if you're not looking to spend 180, 200 pounds on a brand new pair of shoes, but you like that classic look, you want a little bit of comfort in there, and stability is not something that's really high on your priority list, then I think that this is a pretty good shoe to check out. Do, as I say, try on a pair before you buy them if you can. But yeah, I do think that they are a very good shoe. They perform well and they represent good value for money in a world where that's tough to come by. So again, a huge thank you to Puma for sending these out. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Do leave me a comment down in the comment section below. Any questions that you might have on these shoes, if you own them, if you've experienced any blisters with them at all, if you've had no issues at all, I'd like to know down in the comment section down below. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And I'll see you on a video very, very soon.